Hello, nonprofit leaders. I'm Sarah Olivieri, your host, and this podcast is here to assist people like you, executive directors, board members, and other nonprofit leaders make a bigger impact with insights, tips, and lessons learned from nonprofit leaders and experts. Having been an executive director, a board member, and now a consultant and coach, I truly understand the challenges you face. And that's why I'm here. I'm all about working smarter, not harder, so you can make a bigger impact without the burnout. And so is our sponsor, DonorBox. DonorBox isn't just a suite of helpful fundraising tools, it's a partner that helps you raise more money and supports you in retaining your donors. I love their forward-thinking approach. Visit donorbox.org to learn more. And don't forget to sign up for the Inspired Nonprofit Leadership newsletter, where you'll get bite-sized, actionable tips just for nonprofit leaders like you, delivered weekly to your inbox. Sign up at inspirednonprofitleadership.com/sign up. Okay, let's dive into today's episode. Today, I want to talk about lunch. And I have been coaching, consulting, training nonprofit leaders for well over a decade now. And I can't tell you how many times I have coached leaders to actually put lunch in their calendar and block it out. And so today I want to go over why it's important to take lunch beyond the obvious that we all need to eat, and just exactly how to do it. So often CEOs treat lunch as optional, right? They think, well, I'm busy, I'm just going to skip lunch and I'm going to work through it. And that's going to buy me extra time to get stuff done. But the impact of skipping lunch is actually significant. So one, we'll talk about like the personal impact of skipping lunch or the benefits of having lunch. Taking some downtime to collect our thoughts, let our brains settle, clear our minds from earlier in the day is really important. Lunch food is our fuel. It has a very big impact on our body. Certainly what you eat for lunch, we won't go into nutrition, but nutrition, your blood sugar levels, these are all important. I actually was listening to a podcast yesterday about someone who's wearing a continuous glucose monitor and could see very visibly that when we are stressed, when we are doing an extremely intensive activity, like intense planning, this podcast host happened to be a surgeon. So she found when she was doing surgery and when she was working out intensely, her blood sugar levels spiked, not because of food, but because of the activity. So, and we're doing that as CEOs. We are doing activities that make our blood sugar levels spike. And so rebalancing our system at lunchtime is a very good opportunity. And why do we need our brains to be at peak performance? Because often, like, our brains are best as key decision makers and discoverers of what the options are for moving forward. And so we really do, as CEOs, need to prioritize high brain function for decision making, because it makes us better at our job, and we do worse at our job when we don't. But lunch isn't just for us. Lunch can be a tool to communicate with the people around us, whether or not we take lunch to ourselves or have lunch with others. So we can use having lunch with others as a way to strengthen our relationships with a new team member, with a key relationship, whether it's a donor or, a key strategic partner, someone you'd like to do programming with. There is nothing like sharing a meal, and lunch is an easy one, to build that bond and have some productive conversation. It's also good communication to have lunch without anybody and let your whole team know that you're taking an hour, and I encourage you to take an hour most days. I see the cringing faces, an hour. And I usually take an hour. I don't always take an hour. I often take half an hour to eat my lunch and a half an hour to just do whatever I want to do. But really, I would be aiming for an hour. And that's a really good example to set for your team about having healthy work habits. I don't even want to say healthy boundaries, right? Because we just talked about the value of having lunch to make you perform better. It's true for your whole team. The value of having lunch will make them perform better. So, scheduling lunch is how we do it, and it leads to better performance and better relationships. So, how do we schedule lunch? Open your calendar, and you can do it with me right now. You can open your calendar and you can put a lunch block in there and make it a recurring event. Don't overthink what time it is. Make it like noon or 1 or 11 or generally whatever time you generally want to eat lunch. And then once a week or every couple of days, look at your calendar. And if you need to move where lunch is, fine. Going forward, as you schedule things, you will start to have lunch at a more consistent time. It is as simple and as scary and terrifying as that. But it is critical. And this will be a great habit that will make you a higher performing leader, teach your team to be a higher performing team, and help you build key relationships that will move your organization forward. If that isn't worth an hour a day, I don't know what is.
You've been listening to Inspired Nonprofit Leadership. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode or the bonus episodes. And while you're at it, please leave a rating and review, and be sure to share with your friends and colleagues. Tune in every week for more useful insights and wisdom on nonprofit leadership. Thanks so much for all you do for the communities you serve. Until next time, all the best.